Welcome. Today I'm going to talk about the top 5 mistakes that ESL job seekers make and how to fix them. So welcome to the channel. This is ESL Job Talk. Are you applying for a job in English and you're worried about making a mistake? Well, you're not the only one. Many of my students stress about doing interviews in English. So I'm going to share the top 5 mistakes that many of you are making, but more important, how you can fix them, how you can avoid them. So whether you're applying for a job in the US, Canada, or any other English-speaking country or workplace, or even remotely, this job will help you speak more confidently and be more professional. Let's look at the first mistake: weak self-introduction. Many ESL learners give too much personal detail and don't focus on their job-related strength. Your self-introduction can be confusing if it's not focused. So for example, let's talk about the fix. If you are asked, tell me about yourself, you need to make sure you are preparing a 1-minute answer beforehand. You should practice this. Focus on your skills, your work experience, and even your English journey. It shouldn't be more than 1 minute. And again, you are not providing personal details. Mistake number 2, not using key words from the job posting. So if you see a job that is listed online, that employer actually used keywords, and they use those keywords to attract the right people to interview. So when you have your resume or on the job interview, you need to use some of those same key words. So for example, team player, customer support, you might see those exact phrases. You might hear them on your interview, or you might even see them on the job posting. You should put them in your resume, which means you can have more than one resume. You can have a resume for one particular company, change something, use another alternative resume for another job application, because you want to include some of those keywords that they are using. And the system, actually, I know for a fact, some online job websites use a kind of AI to scan resumes to pick up on some of the keywords and skills that they need, and that helps them match them to the right person to interview. So you should have more than one resume. So what's the fix? Practice using job-specific vocabulary. It shows that you understand the role, and it improves your chances of being interviewed. Let's go to mistake number 3, overusing filler words or apologies. Oh, please don't say, sorry for my English is bad. Or speaking with a lot of, you know. We don't want that. Did you do something wrong? Why are you apologizing? Here's the fix. First of all, remember, you don't need perfect grammar. You need to be confident and you need to be clear. So practice common interview questions. We will be doing that on this channel, so stay tuned. You need to learn to speak slowly and clearly and stay focused. No need to apologize. So I don't want to hear, sorry for my accent. Nothing wrong with accents, as long as you're clear. Accents can be beautiful. I always say that. They're very beautiful to hear, as long as you're being clear. Mistake number 4, not asking questions at the end. So at the end of the interviewer might say, do you have any questions? You should always have at least one question. I will give you a real-life experience that my brother had. I have 2 brothers. They're both in IT. One of them gave me an experience he had after a 2-hour interview. It was about 2 hours because he said it also included a tour of the facilities, the department heads, meeting people, seeing the operations in person. He came back to his office, asked the gentleman, do you have any questions? Guess what he said? No. After a 2-hour interview. What did my brother do? He said he wasn't going to consider him anymore. It showed lack of interest, maybe lack of understanding of the role. Maybe he was confused. Why would you not have one question? So it's really important. Here's the fix. Certainly don't look unprepared or uninterested, but prepare 2 to smart questions in advance. So for example, what does success look like in this role? Or what's the company culture like? Or something else. Just think of something. I've personally written down my questions when I've had interviews, when I've been the interviewee. I took a little notepad in my bag and had 2 or 3 questions prepared. So if I was nervous and forgot the question, I just pulled it out and said, one moment, let me check my notepad. I wrote down 2 or 3 questions to ask so that I wouldn't forget. Do you mind if I check my notepad? The employer was actually impressed. I've done this a few times, and it showed interest in that I really wanted my questions answered. And mistake number 5, ignoring workplace cultural differences. You do have to understand American or Western workplace culture, or whatever English-speaking country you're going to be working in, or remotely, or if you have an international team, you do have to understand things like eye contact, direct communication. For examples, Americans are quite direct. Understanding small talk. Small talk is expected even in the business world. You have to understand how you will be perceived if you don't engage in small talk or seem annoyed. And for those that don't know, small talk is just conversation. It doesn't last more than 5 minutes, less than that often, about unimportant topics. So it could be the weather, your commute, your weekend. You often do small talk before your job interview, or it could be once you're hired, before a business meeting with a colleague on a Monday morning, asking them how your weekend was. It's expected and you have to do it, and you have to do it well. So what's the fix? Learn basic workplace expectations. Watch my videos on workplace culture and small talk that will be coming up on this channel to help you fit in faster. I also have another channel, ESL Speaking Corner, so you are happy to check that channel out. I've already done some videos on workplace culture. I will link that down below. This channel, ESL Job Talk, is specifically and strictly for preparing for job interviews in English. We'll have some mock interview sessions, and I will tell you how to get involved in that in future videos. I'll also have materials specific for job interviews on this channel, understanding workplace culture, small talk, how to fit in, etc. So if you've had any experience in English already in a job interview, whether it was successful or not, let us know in the comments, because you'll be able to help each other with your experiences. So avoid making these 5 mistakes, and it will help you stand out and get hired. So if this was helpful, please give it a like, subscribe. It's completely free. Give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. So happy interviewing to everyone. This has been ESL Teacher LIsa. See you in the next one.